away they go.
Extremely loose. He's managed to hold on and they get.
He missed the complete. He's crazy
Side by
stuff.
side, Freitas is on the grass on the infield for 4. He slides through. He tags Richard.
Here is where the drama starts. Lap 30, 8 laps to go. Sandopi hoping to take advantage of these lapped cars. Pilecki goes dives on the right side. Very aggressive here. This is lap 4. The two Viceroys. Bill Frazier ahead of Matt Pilecki. Frazier's off. Frazier hit the grass. You hit that tire wall, your day is done. Well, now it's lap 20. The Williams still trying to get around the Terrell team as he'll go around the lap car and around those at the same time. At the same time. He's got the inside corner. Will he ride the curb? Yes, he will. He will get him on the inside. Vito Maria leading us all into Moss's corner. Look at the beauty as his right side will cook the grass. Oh, a 180, no, a 360. Oh. Who will yield going into this corner? It's really not meant for too wide as it will be Gernald. Gernald will yield. Lots of smoke picking up from that Williams car. He is pushing it to the absolute limit. 26 of 30 now. Only 4 laps to go. He's going to get the run coming out the final corner. He's going to pull up side by side with the leader. It's going to be a drag race to the finish. Who is going to get there first? It's going to be...
From the land of diamonds and waffles, you're looking at Circuit Zolder, which today plays host to round 2 of the Lotus 79 Classic Team Championship. And you'll be able to watch it all the action from pace lap to victory donuts live as it happens here on the Global Sim Racing channel. Huda Mega, everyone, and welcome to another GSRC broadcast. I'm your host, Sean Ambrose. Keeping me from misidentifying the track corners today is Justin Prince. Turning the knobs and pushing the sliders is our director, Joe. I've been to Zolder Peak, and at his disposal will be the visionary camera locations provided by the renowned Dougie Beard. Justin, round 2 brings us to a pretty interesting track in this old Flemish community. Tell us a little bit more about it.
Thank you very much, Sean. As you mentioned before, we were in Belgium. Who's in Zolder, Belgium, to be precise. Since 1963, this challenging 2.49-mile course has seen and hosted many events and series, from the FIA World Touring Championship to the 24 Hours of Zolder. This track just so happens to also be the home of the Formula 1 and Belgian Grand Prix for much of the 1970s and 80s. This is a very tough course for the Lotus 79 to handle with its tight chicanes and curbing. Drivers will also have to make sure they navigate the various hills across this 10-turn course with precision. Any wrong move can lead to you losing control or gaining damage to your Lotus. In other words, if you want to have fast laps here this week, it will require drivers to balance precision and concentration. And to show how to get to that said fast lap, here's your GSRC lap guide.
All right, we've got Johan Noorlampi in the GSRC Lotus 79, so let's do a lap around Zolder. Flying down towards Erst, you've always got to be careful about the downhill braking. It's tough hitting this apex and easy to understeer into the gravel. You don't have much time before you got to get the car to the left for Sturenwacht. This corner tightens on exit, and that can lure you into clattering over those tall sausage curves. Canal is easily flat out and simply leads you out into the entry to Bianchi. This is one of the more critical turns of the circuit. Fast and sweeping, it requires a good exit to carry your speed down to one of the more popular passing spots on the track. The Kleine chicane is tight and fiddly, but it's a heavy braking zone, and so most folks have a go into here at least once when trying to pass. Over the crest, hug tight to the left on Butte. Otherwise, you'll find yourself offline into Turleman. This is easily the most difficult of the 3 chicanes because it has 3 tricky apexes. A little lift is needed to get through the last one. However, through the banked right-hander, you should be able to hold it to the floor. That takes you on the sweeping run down to Boulderberg-Ospelt. This hairpin will be another common place for overtakes, and like most hairpins, it's best if you try to take it with a late apex. Watch out if you're side-by-side coming out because the little squiggle of rent can complicate things. Finally, there's Ix, which in this layout is going to be terrifyingly fast. Just clip the grass on the first part and be careful not to slip into the barrier on the exit. Hopefully, you kept it together and have now finished a lap around Zolder.
Well, as you can see, this track a lot about flow. Has a lot of flow to it, Justin. And, you know, we've got one round under our belts. And, well, there are some points to actually look at. One round produces the early part of a championship here. Talk about it.
Yes, as you mentioned, Cali Raccola is currently on top of those said standings so far with 166 points. Jonas Puka is currently second with 164, while Nuno Moreira is in third, just a few points behind at 158. Jonah Norlampe comes in fourth with 157, while Fabian Gerber currently has 156, just 1 point back of Norlampe and just 10 back of Raccola. So very close points-wise to start off the season.
Yeah, and those drivers will look today to keep it close and maybe even jump a couple positions. But let's take a look at the early standings here in the Constructors Championship. And there's Ligier Gitans there at the top. 29 points. Now, this is all very, very close. We're knotted up here, separated by only 2 points amongst the top 5. Parmalat and Colin Bennett racing. It's Eunice Puhaka there. Or, I'm sorry, Juha Noralampi's team. And then fourth and fifth occupied there by Osella Squadra Corsa and Equip Renault Elf. Now, you may recognize a couple of those names from Season 2 Championship and Renault Elf and Parmalat and Legier, but Osella and Colin new to the standings here, and, well, they had a good first round. Let's see what Zolder brings in store for them. But Justin, today, man, round 2 here. Zolder, we get all the way over to Belgium. Of course, Spa in this part of the world as well. And this Lotus 79, great car for this track. I talked about the flow here. You know, we've got 35 laps on tap, and they won't be stopping for fuel, and they certainly won't get any repair for damage. So it's all about taking care of the car and getting out here running strong, keeping a good line, and staying focused as we work through qualifying here now. Just about under 6 minutes left.
Yeah, it will be in some ways racing the track more than racing the cars on the track, if you will, because like I mentioned, this is a tougher handling track, and one wrong move into one of these corners, chicanes, or up and down the hills could send you flying or damage that front wing, because you can see a lot of the bumps will end up doing that if you take them too sharply. So as you said, it's about running the pace and getting with the ground running. But I also think it's also about running without damaging your car and running patiently and precisionally. In other words, it's not just about concentration to me and precision, it's also about patience.
Well, I will say, the curbs here at Zolder can damage the under tray and the wings on this car. You have to be very, very careful here with those curbs. This track can be very, very punishing. You see Eunice Puhaka running it out over the curb into the sand there. Just that little bit runoff right there could cost you tenths of a second on your top speed, and you're going to need that here because there are several very, very fast sections of this course out of 3 through turn 4. Lucian there down that straightaway to the Klein chicane. It is really a great passing opportunity in an area of the track where you are going to be flat out in this Lotus 79.
Yeah, there are a lot of flat out areas. It is a bit of a smaller track, but it's also a fast track. with the lap times being around 1:15 up to as high as 1 minute 19 seconds. Usually you want to be in the 1:15 to 1:16 range, but you are going to go flat out in a lot of these areas, but then have to go right back down speed-wise from as much as 1:38, 1:40 miles per hour, right back down to an hour 20 miles per hour lower just to get through some of these chicanes alone. There is, of course, I think a few danger sections. For example, there's a reason that past the chicane there is the Gilles Villeneuve corner. Villeneuve had been killed during a qualifying attempt during the 1972 Belgian Grand Prix, which led to the Grand Prix finishing up here. You can see with qualifying, cars are running fairly well, but I think right now it's going to be a pretty challenging course going from fast to slow to fast to slow in some of these areas.
Right, watching the qualifying now, Journo Frisch just turned a 1 minute 14 second .893 lap that has him on the pole. Now Eunice Puhaka back there a full second behind right now, working on his second and final lap. It looks like Journo Frisch peeled off, and one is going to do it for him, but Antti Lepisto in the top 5, and Nuno Moreira looks like is going to be satisfied right now with a lap that's got him in provisionally in 5th. Some noticeable absences from the top 5 right now is Juha Norlampi, who's just outside that looking in, working on his second lap now. There he is. Juha with that 1:15.8. Got him about a full second off pace from the pole. Now, Juha, one of the very, very fast drivers here, and currently in that points championship race after one round, looking for a better second lap. But you know what? It looks like he might have given up the ghost on that one. Oh, no, there it is. Actually, he did do enough on that second lap. He gets it up to the top 5.
Yeah, it gets it up to a 1:15.8. 1 minute 15 seconds, .8 I should say. As you're watching Timothy Dalton run his laps right now, he's running the 1:17 range, and you can see he is running a pretty decent lap. It's looking like taking the corners patiently. I don't think it's going to be and it looks like he is giving up, in fact, right now, unfortunately for him. But you can see Gerb Hofer is running a second attempt meanwhile.
Right, yes, and Gerd stands to gain here, but looks like he gave it up too. We're now just over a minute here from starting this race, and it looks like just about everybody's giving it up, but I do see Francisco Gutierrez on the track still, and he looks like he might have spun, which means I think we can go to the grid now and take a look at everybody off track, get those started here. Row 1 going to be Journo Frisch and Eunice Puhaka.
In row 2, we have Antti Lepisto with a decent time alongside Sergio Marquez.
Row 3, Juha Norlampi and Nuno Moreira. Oh boy, that should be fun at the start.
That should definitely be fun, that's for sure, as Michel Vandenberg starts off row 4 alongside Gerd Hofer in 8th.
All right, row 5 is going to be Nicola Cocci and Alex Millward.
And following them in row number 6, we have coming up alongside Matt Wood, alongside Steve Bycroft, running from Indiana.
All right, row 7 going to be Richard Borchers and Jamie Hall.
And in the next row, it's Patrick Lutuve, and Philip Lake starts off row 8.
All right, row 9 going to be Timothy Dalton, Barry West. Row 10, Pablo Suarez and Mark Winfield. And then we'll go back to 21st. That's going to be Marcellus Bruning and Matthias Barbera, Robert Simpkins, and Lionel Duprat on row 12. Row 13, Steve Sarles, Alberto Saez. 26th, row 14, Gerald Bowman Brook and Julius Basinski in 28th. Leviso Majesco, they're in row 15th to 29th, and Zachary Doig will start 30th. 5 more to go there. Patrick Luzisis, Roger Jackman, Thomas Hedstrom, John Stevens, and Francisco Gutierrez going to start at the back of the pack. All right, now let's get ready to go. We are live on the grid. Everybody set up here, getting ready to scream off. Waiting for the lights to come on. Everybody get into the grid, pop it in now.
Yep, a few more seconds here. A big field, in fact, the 35 cars, so this is going to be madness today and a fun race to watch overall.
Hopefully not too much madness to get this race started. We'll have to make sure everybody gets going at the same time. It was a problem in the previous race, and there was a big stack up at the back of the pack. To get started, though, we will keep our eyes planted on this battle between Jerno Friesch and Yunus Buhaka. And we are getting ready to go here in the Classic Teams Championship. These Lotus 79s have been tuned and set up for today's race. And they're firing them up now. Motors starting to rev, just about everybody on the grid. And there we go. Our final car is on the grid. Yunus Buhaka, Jerno Friesch going to lead them off. The lights are on. And they're away. Nice start by Jerno Friesch as they head down to Erst. First turn, sweeping left-hander, stacking up in the back, and I already see a couple cars off. We'll stay up front. Jerno with a great start. Buhaka gives chase. Battle back there between Lepisto and Macias.
And a
Friesch
great
screaming through turn 4. Buhaka falling early here, already half second back. Macias trying to keep pace. The first chicane, we get through and get through clean the first two. Buhaka, Friesch. Friesch, the early lead though, is screaming away from the pack through the second chicane. Buhaka with a nice trip through, actually gains a little bit there.
Yeah, tough to navigate through there without hitting too strong onto the rumble strips or the grass, but of course that wasn't in a clean start for everybody, as we'll check out the replay, because further on back, as Roger Jackman just plowed into the wall for a third time, pardon me, you can see right now the front has been doing well, but you'll see him hopefully in just a second what's been going on in the back.
And Jerno Friesch comes through. First lap around, your leader. Yunus Buhaka, second. Macias comes across the third. Lepisto getting the replay here.
Yeah, you can see there's a little chaos in the back, and that was around the start. As Roger Jackman has gone around a couple times, you can see them right there. The first time he went around, came back around, came around a second time, and smacked the wall. He's got some fender damage. Then at the start, you can see there was some trouble right into the first turn as 3, 4, 5 cars got damage. A chaotic first turn, but a good start, I think, from the front, as we saw.
Yeah, and Timothy Dalton just had trouble. Got hit by the spinning car of John Stevens. Don't know if we can catch that, but it certainly takes Stevens out, and Dalton probably got heavy damage on his car. Back up front, though, Yunus Buhaka still chasing Jerno Friesch. And right there, that's what makes this section the alternate section here at Zolder. Jackie Isaacs right there. That is not a chicane. That is a quick left-right. Battle back here in the back of the field in 14th. Jamie Hall, Latube.
And that's a little bit tight to come out of the corner there with the quick left-right. Right, but it is an intense battle right now for that 14th spot, going too wide through much of those corners. So drivers hitting the ground running early off in this.
Yeah, Jamie Hall in that red and white Marlboro Alfa Romeo, already with a little bit of wing damage, being chased by Philip Lake in the other Marlboro car. Different team. And Lake giving chase, looking to step to the inside, going to back off there into the chicane. Oh, Jamie gets off there, opens it up for Lake. Lake to the inside, going to pull that pass off. That puts Lake up to 14th. Back through the chicane here.
Yeah, good move by Lake. Lake, knowing he's the faster of the two cars, already pulling away, using the pole to get by him through those corners to get the better positioning, I should say. And now he's trying to catch right on back up to 12th and 13th right in front of him. And he's closing on them with that pole.
Yeah, and that had allowed Bruning and Latouve to kind of break away from that pack. Actually, Latouve now got himself up to 12th at the front of this here as they come down the start-finish line straight there into the first turn. Now, you really got to get down to second gear in that first turn, and it really presents a problem for everybody. But now they've got to heat the tires. We've got a good fight going on. But Latouve, the leader of that battle up front, Norlampi, Morera already chasing each other. Just a half a tenth or a couple tenths of a second separate them. Yeah, and boy, Nuno gets right up on Juha there in the chicane. You're right on board with Nuno Morera. We're going to watch him fight, try and pick off this position. But I'll tell you what, Norlampi not going to give him anything. The Cure CFS machine is strong. It is every week. The Preacher behind the wheel. Here comes Morera looking to attack here. Can't do it. Does not get a good enough a run to catch him in a tow here down the front straight.
Yeah, right now I think it's just he has to wait for his time because he is right on behind him. I think he just has to make sure he keeps up with Norlampi for the time being because it's only lap 5, because it's still early on. You can still have a bit more time, of course, before you have to make a big move. So right now you can see Morera just trying to keep up because he's now half a second back. He was 3/10 back heading into that left-right, but he closes it right back up with a late braking, it looks like, but he can't get the run he needs to out of the corner.
Action heating up in the back of the field, and 15th there, battle on screen.
Yeah, that is Steve Bike. Yeah, you can see Jamie Hall fighting to keep position. Steve Bycroft getting by him, and it looks like, and he is losing ground on Bycroft, so that rear wing damage is definitely hurting him, and because of the incident that happened on lap 1, so he's got to be fighting for positions right now because Mateus Barrera is coming up right behind him.
Yeah, and Bycroft really trying to fight off a bad start right now, down 3 spots, but he takes another one back and now looks up to Philip Lake to try and get another one of these spots back. But Jamie Hall definitely crippled right now by the wing damage.
Yeah, because it affects the aerodynamics of the car. Not just the front wing does that, of course, the bottom tray as well, but rear wing definitely is affecting how that car is handling, as well as how it's picking up speed compared to the other drivers around him right now.
All right, and you see this battle here. Latouve being chased by Borchers. Now, Latouve looked like he was struggling about a half a lap ago. Seems to have gathered back up, but Borchers is now charging hard. He's got him in the tow here, heading down for this left-hander. Yeah, Borchers gets in there really close, but overdrives it just a little bit. It allows Latouve to get a better run out. Now, just behind them, there's Bruning, the Texas driver, in that mix. There's Philip Lake just behind. Lake stepping to the outside, trying to get position into the chicane. Does not get it. Backs off. Good move by Lake. Bruning doing a lot better getting off. And Bruning going to get away from Lake there just a bit. Borchers able to pull back away, but it's Latouve that still has the legs here as he heads into the right-hander. Down to first gear here to get that car settled and off for a fast trip down this straight.
And Lake right behind them got by his man right there in Bruning, timing it out correctly, going towards that straight, getting a better launch out of the straight. So right now, Philip Lake trying to lead his way and keep the position he just got. The Bruning's going to definitely challenge him coming into this corner.
Yeah, Lake all of a sudden just kind of shot out of a cannon there and gets himself in this hunt, trying to find a top 10 finish here today. Lake would like to get into this championship battle early. Boy, Bruning under attack now by Bycroft. And right there, Jamie Hall still trying to stay relevant in this race. Makes a dash there in the chicane. Look, here comes Jamie Hall. Going to fight with Bycroft now with that damaged Lotus. It allows Bruning to get away just a bit. Bruning looking for a little bit of confidence here. Maybe try and get away from these two.
Yeah, right now he's just got to race the track and focus on his race again, but make sure they don't get by at the same time. He's in 14th position, and I don't think he wants to fall out of the top 15 at this point.
Back up to that battle between Borchers and Bruning, still heating up, and it's Borchers going to try and make a dive into the first turn. He does, looks to the inside. Borchers there with a good move. Can he get position on him down here to the right-hander? Oh, he swings it out wide. Going to try and cross him over, maybe. No, he stays out there. Borchers with the power move on the outside gets on the hammer. Down into turn 4.
Yeah, and Borchers had the better entry, I think, because of that turn 1, and then just had the better speed out of the corner. So he's able to pull away from Latuve here, already 8/10 ahead.
Oh, and Latuve's around. Latuve's around. Oh, lost it coming out of the chicane. Tough break for Latuve. There he is trying to get back under power and get on the track. He didn't hit anything, but he spins it. Maybe got a little bit of curve there.
Yeah, let's take a look at the GSRC replay with Latuve here. You can see he just had that good exit in the corner before, was running fast through the straight. And you can see then it's the quick left-right chicane. Yeah, that chicane is very tough to handle if you don't take it the right way. Because if you hit one of those bumps or rumble strips the wrong way or too much, you'll spin around just like that. Now Latuve all the way back to 18th, just moments after he had gotten a pass before.
And still, we've got a great fight going on between Marcellus Bruning and what was Steve Bycroft. Now Bycroft went off, actually. Oh, I was just about to pick that up, and Bycroft runs off. Get it on the replay here. What a tough break for Bycroft. He was really closing on Bruning there. And it looks like, oh, he maybe just catches it. No, that wasn't there. Okay, it was down at the first turn.
Yeah, it was
in
the
turn
end.
1 where he has the trouble.
Yeah, he just got loose there, it looks like, as we take a look here. Yeah, just got loose and had to go through the grass to save it. Thankfully, it was a good save, too, because he didn't hit the wall. He didn't get any damage from that. So, he just has to keep on racing now.
Okay, Norlampi, Lepisto, they are fighting now. Norlampi holding on to 4th. Lepisto just behind him, giving good fight. Oh, Lepisto going to get by. Norlampi lets him go. Juha still looks to be in good shape. I don't see any damage on the car. Well, a little bit on that right front wing, actually. Could be affecting his aero just a bit. Lepisto able to get by.
Well, the wing damage is to be expected with the Lotus 79, and here especially. It's just about managing that said damage. I don't think it's going to affect him too much, but we'll have to see as the race goes on. As he had a little bit trouble exiting the corner because it looks like he had to let off the gas or hit the brakes just to save his exit there without spinning, which loses him some time for a second.
Well, I think that's kind of opened things up for Nuno Moreira. You're going to see him come right out of the yellow car back there. That's Nuno lurking. He would sure love to get himself up in a challenge for the top 5. But right now, it's Norlampi and Lepisto that are battling for that said spot.
Yeah, let's go on to 13th meanwhile, because this is a lot of battles going on across the track. In 13th right now, Bruning still keeping Jamie Hall behind him. And you can see they are just trying to battle it out. Jamie Hall, even with that damage, is still putting up a decent showing.
Yeah, Jamie's doing a good job of actually, as I said a moment ago, trying to stay relevant in this race. That damage on that wing back there really hurts that straight line speed on this Lotus 79. Also hurts the grip level just a bit too. So the fact that Jamie's actually been able to hang in there and hang out with Bruning is actually a good thing. Matthias Barbera and Steve Bycroft are a good full 3.5 seconds behind him.
Yeah, and you can see he's actually getting some better corner runs heading into the turns, catching up to Bruning now again. Partially because of the toe, partially because I think he's getting better corner exits, because Jamie Hall, even with that damage, is getting more speed, I think, because of that toe and because of how he's taking these corners, even with the damage, to keep up right now. But I think right now lap cars are going to become a factor in a second because, of course, they got one coming up right in front of them.
Yeah, you know what? There's still plenty of time that, we're not even hit the halfway point yet as they pass the lap traffic. Still plenty of time to pull this off. Now, I really love this alternate section of the track there on that last turn there, and Jackie, it's a fun trip through. You're really just lifting in about fourth gear to make it through there. Just let the car set, and you make that run to the start-finish line. I think we'll see a battle for several positions there on the very last lap coming out of that.
I think so too, because it's not like where it's the original, or the main course I should say, where you have to hit the brakes hard and you don't get as big of a run, and it's all about the timing there. As you can see, Hall is now getting by and gets good braking in and times the chicane perfectly as Bruning loses it behind him.
Into the barrier. That's it for Bruning. Oh, wow. Oh. Tough break for Marcellus Bruning. Let's go on board with him now. The Texas driver just struggles with it off the turn. Here's Hall in his mirror.
Yeah, you can see Hall
trying to make the move there. Lets him have it.
Yeah, the Bruning.
And just too much gas.
Yep, that's exactly it. There's no other better way to describe it, as he hits that hard, as it looks like his right front wheel went through the wall for a second. But we got some more battles that coming up here. As you can see, Sergio Marcia's trying to catch up on Puhaka right now, up at that front.
Yeah, it's a shame. That was actually really one of the good battles on track, and again, tough break for Bruning there. It worked so hard here in the early stages of this race, and it all goes away from him. But you know what? Yes, you're right. There are still plenty of good battles on the track and people trying to make up position, and that's Eunice Puhaka trying to still keep it in front of Macias. Macias is charging, and Puhaka making a big move there to get around one of the back markers, and makes it a bit of an extreme move. That was fun to watch. Macias, tell you what, Macias has been solid, done nothing but move up, only up a spot, but really out of trouble. Been incident free here so far for Macias.
Yeah, Macias has just been running clean race laps for much of this race right now. Fastest time is actually in the ballpark of Frisch, just 4/10 off that. He's faster than Puhaka right now in the past laps, in fact, as well. So he is closing on Puhaka, so I'd be worried if I was him right now. As long as Macias can handle the cars, he got a little tiny bit squirrely there on the back tires out of that chicane.
Yeah, Macias, the Iberia driver, having a great one today. And Puhaka will certainly be wise to continue to look over his shoulder. The battle up in front of him, though, is Jerno Frisch continues to slice and dice his way around through lap traffic here. He holds on to first, just completes another lap, 15 of them in the book in this 35-lap race. Jerno seemed to have shown up with a plan to dominate here at Zolder, and so far that plan is working well. We'll be a little careful there. Got to stay out of that grass. It will spin this car around. We've got a battle back there. It's Pablo Suarez, Robert Simpkins getting into it here.
Yeah, even though it's in the back with a few of the cars who had troubles at the beginning, they are rebounding well. You can see Pablo Suarez with a ton of damage. In fact, still keeping in front of Robert Simpkins. As you can see now, Simpkins trying to work right now, with the cars on the lead lap getting by there. You can see Mercedes in the middle of the battle now. So right now, you can see it is getting interesting to see how they can try and battle for position while also trying to keep the leaders, let the leaders by, I should say, without incident like that.
Yeah, good job by them letting the leader or third place get through. And you see Macias in the front of your screen there. Another lap in the books for them. Looks like Patrick Latouve and Mark Winfield might be getting together here on track. That's a battle for 22nd spot.
Yeah, of course, we had seen before that he had gotten into trouble before, and that was, of course, rebounding pretty well as Latouve right now. So, thankfully, he's still running pretty well.
Yeah, he started 15th in this race, now down to 16th, but, had that good battle earlier, made that mistake, and he has battled back, got position on Winfield. Winfield keeping it close. And now we've got a battle for the top 10, I think. I think Alex Millward, Richard Borcher's starting to catch him. Borcher's still having a solid run.
Yeah, you can see they're coming
under threat.
Yep, they're coming into that fast straightaway. The toe is helping, but here's that tight chicane going through. Both of them time it correctly. You can see either right now it's looking like Borchers has the better exit speed right now. So right now his car working well, tight through that chicane.
Oh, Borchers with the move. Almost makes contact. Millward not happy about it.
I wouldn't be happy about that either. That was pretty close to being major trouble, because this is currently one of the battles of the race, I think, at the moment, with 19 to go, because both of these cars are getting close, and you can see Philip Lake coming right on into that picture, too.
Yeah, Lake awful close to the wall there, coming out of that last dog leg there. Lake in this picture. This is a battle for the top 10. Big points in the top 10 at stake. Borcher's been very, very aggressive. Had a great race so far, but Millward starting to pull away. I think Millward seen enough of him there in his mirror. Maybe time to find a little bit of speed and, put this to bed.
Yeah, I think so, because you don't want to be stressing about stuff like that with one to go. You're thinking, I want to be able to get as much in front as I can right now, and you can see right now Millward has to worry about this. Of course, you mentioned as well, points are at stake with this top 10, and there is a big mistake from Borchers. He got loose out of the corner. Looks like he took it too fast. Thankfully, he did not go around and saved it, so he keeps it going.
Let's go on board them here real quick.
Yeah, let's see what happened there. As you can see, Borchers who's running the corner, went through the tight chicanes, then there's the exit. And this is where, about here, he almost went around, hit the rumble strips, and went too fast. At the same time, I think, he still saved it, and is still going. No damage, nothing to worry about from him.
Well, we have, oh boy, Nuno Moreira just goes off course. We just missed that. I'm sorry, he was battling Anti Lapisto. And Nuno with a spin. And we've got that on the replay. Great job by our director picking that up. He was chasing Anti Lapisto. Lapisto in the green car in front. And you're going to see Moreira just lose it behind him. Maybe just a little quick to the throttle. Right here, coming out of the chicane. And maybe that bump over the curb there might have helped that. But Nuno, good save there. Able to keep it close, but does fall about 2 seconds behind Lepisto. He had really closed it up to Lepisto, was looking to make a move on him. Now Lepisto lost a couple spots. He's back here in 5th, but still hanging on to a top 5 run. The battle behind him now going to be Moreira and Jared Hoffer, who does still look to have a pretty decent Lotus 79 behind him. Jared with a chance here to take advantage of Nuno Moreira, who looks to be struggling just a bit today. We're not used to seeing Nuno struggle.
Yeah, we aren't. We're used to seeing him doing very well in these kind of races with the Lotus 79. It's weird to see him struggle with his team's car, with Moreira trying to get his Equipe Renault Elf running.
Suarez, we've got a problem with Pablo Suarez on track. Let's see if we can pick up the replay on that. We've got it. And Suarez, you see that Lotus a little bit bent up there. Was riding in 28th place. And trying to get through the chicane here, and just off, loses it. And boy, oh, a tank slapper there. Ouch.
We've seen more than a few drivers who run into that wall out of the chicane today, and it has another victim already. There's already been a couple cars that have gotten some significant damage from that there. I think that might be the most severe damage of them all so far. As we take a look at Puhaka right now, working through the corners, trying to close the gap, but Sergio Marcia is trying to close as well. You can see Frisch is currently running well, 5.7 seconds up the road, running 1:15.8 in clean air, running what he ran in qualifying, in fact. So much faster than drivers I think are expecting during race pace. So I think right now he's just trying to make as much distance as he can, timing things out right. He's got the car to beat.
He certainly does. Watching some of the other leaders here try and make their way through traffic. Nuno Moreira, Anti Lepisto cutting through that traffic now. The likes of Alberto Sainz, they're getting by him. And Lepisto now with another car up in front of him there, Juha Noorlampi. He is starting to close on Noorlampi just a little bit faster that last time by. Anti trying to get one of those positions back, and maybe even an outside chance to catch the podium. Macias, a good 7 seconds up the track from him now. Anything is possible here with now just under 15 laps left to go.
Yeah, this race has just flown by, and I think right now drivers are starting to think, when is it the right time to press the go button? I think if you are guys like Nuno Moreira, it is time to press that said rocket boosters go kind of button, and as you will, because there's not a lot of time to catch up to guys, of course, like Frisch, like Puhaka now.
Okay, action on track here. Philip Lake picking up a position there. Borcher's with him. And Borcher's still battling with Lake. Borcher's now seems to be in a better position than he was just a while ago. Philip Lake gets right up on Lake in the chicane. Lake trying to hang on to it, does a pretty good job. Borcher's not quite ready yet to make that pass.
Not yet, but you've seen Philip Lake go through the field. He's already gained 5 positions in 20 laps overall. He's qualified 16th. So right now, he's getting faster with each lap, I think. You can see still in the 1:18 pace, but he is working his way methodically towards that top 10 mark that he wants.
Borcher's got to be careful not to cut the course there. Don't want to suffer a penalty, but Borcher's obviously didn't get it. He's still on the hammer. Boy, this is going to be a good fight here. I love it. These two have been hooked up for a while. Philip Lake has continued to battle. He started back in 16th today. Still with an outside chance to reel in a top 10 finish in this race. Borcher's, though, not gonna make it easy for him.
He definitely isn't, as we're seeing here with Borchers on board, because You can see he wants to get that position right back. He's trying to get the speed he needs to, and he's getting better turn ins, but it's just Lake's finding the way to get the speed he needs to out of the corners.
And you know what? May have a battle brewing here between Jared Hofer and Michelle Vandenberg. Vandenberg now starting to get a little faster. I think Jared had a little trouble on that last trip around, and Michelle's starting to reel him in just a bit. This is 7th place at stake.
You can see him in that Red Bull Lotus 79. Of course, there are drivers who compete in the with 1980 season cars, but right now you can see Michelle Vandenberg, who is a regular in some of the broadcasts for some series for the GSRC, doing another great performance today, trying to close up the gap for 7th position. And right now he's got kind of the pace right now with the 116 on his last lap.
All right, I'll tell you what, we're going to take this opportunity. Things have settled down here. We're past the halfway point. Let's check in with where everybody's at here real quick. Our leader, Jarno Friesch. He's been the leader since the green flag dropped, and Jarno off to a pretty good run. Yunus Puhaka sits second place right now. He's 6 seconds back. Been solid all day, and honestly, it's going to take a lot of work from Sergio Macias to catch him at this point, as that's another 4 seconds back to him. Macias having a great run in 3rd right now. Now, Juha Norlampi has seemed to struggle just a bit, picked up some damage, but does hold down 4th right now. Antti Lepisto in 5th is chasing. And then we go down to 6th, where Nuno Moreira, as we said, just appears to be a little off today. If you can call 6th place off, the great driver Nuno from Iberia, it sits in 6th. Now, Jared Hofer, another driver we talked about just a moment ago, is being chased by Michelle Vandenberg there in 8th. So 7th and 8th in a really, really good battle right now. And we'll keep an eye on that. And then we'll drop to 9th, where you'll find Nicola Cocci, the Italian driver, having a decent run today. That's where he started. Things looking pretty good here so far. And then in 10th, Alex Millward, right where he started, hanging on to a 10th place spot. But make no mistake, Philip Lake and Richard Borchers are back there not too far away, just a couple of seconds back, and looking to maybe get in this battle. We'll see. We'll see what kind of chance they've got to maybe get to the top 10. But there's your top 12. Why don't you take us all the way to 20 there, if you will, Justin?
Yes, in 13th position right now on the field, we have Steve Bycroft. He had a little bit of issues here and there, but he is still running pretty well. Started 12th overall. Right behind him in 14th position. As we go back for just a second here, you can see Jamie Hall with that back wing damage is still putting a decent run together, even with the damage. Behind them, Patrick Latouve in 15th position right now on the track, currently 1 lap down overall, and behind him is Mark Winfield. Winfield, you can see, coming up from 20th, 4 positions gained throughout the race so far. In 17th position, we have Martez Barrera, as he's the last car 1 lap down, while starting the 2 lap down cars is Alberta Camara Ciez in the number 17 machine. In 19th position, Francisco Javier Gutierrez currently, and in 20th position is Timothy Dalton, who is currently sitting behind him by about 2.5 seconds.
All right, Justin, thanks for taking us through, buddy. Action on track, pretty good here. Been a great race at Zolder so far. We are now 10 laps remaining in this race. Looking at Timothy Dalton there on screen. Now on to Yunus Puhaka, still digging in 3rd place. He has picked up some damage since we last checked in with him. He's struggling with that just a bit.
Yeah, that seems more than normal damage, I think, because I think something might have happened to Puhaka, actually. More than just Yeah, because it looks like it's something more than just a normal bump. Hold on, because our director is currently trying to search for any possibility. But right now, you can see it is going to hurt him performance-wise, I think, because that is a lot of damage. More than the normal wing bending we see on the front end.
Well, Eunice going to try and hang on to that spot. Now, Juha Norlampi just a couple of seconds behind him. So this may give him a chance, Norlampi, a chance to pick up another spot. Now, Norlampi caught some damage earlier. It's made him a bit slower, but he is reeling in Puhaka.
Yeah, and it does look like he did go around lap 26 overall, so just a few moments before.
Yeah, Puhaka really struggling right now, and here comes Norlampi. He sees it. He knows he's got a chance to take this position away. Ooh, and he gets right up on him. Norlampi dives it in there right to the outside of him, and now gets a good run off. He's going to take this spot. He's going to get right by him here. Is he going to make it? Yes, he makes it. Awesome. Wow. Good move there. Puhaka obviously struggling. I think we've got what happened to him. If we want to look at the replay real quick, I think we can now. Justin, go ahead and take it, buddy.
Yes, let's take a look at this as Puhaka here, you can see, was running through here on his own. And then coming out of here, you can see hitting the gas, hit the grass slightly coming in, but this is when it went all wrong. His car just would not continue to turn, and he just got in trouble and just bounced off the wall. But you can see it was a lap of struggles just from there, because you can see he had struggles throughout the entire lap, I think, from
and
that.
Lepisto just completed a pass on him, so definitely continuing to fall. Now going to get reeled in by Nuno Moreira probably next.
Yeah, because he did go around all the way and bounced off one of the walls, so that is why he has that kind of damage. So you can see it is definitely hurting him. A 121 on his last lap time, and he is struggling to maintain speed because Moreira is closing a tenth every 4 seconds right now. That's how fast Moreira is compared to Puhaka right now.
Yeah, and Puhaka's got no downforce on the front of that machine. He saw it as he got through the last turn. And he gets into Moreira. Oh, I talked about that lack of downforce. Now Moreira gets right out in front of Jared Hoffer. That's a battle for position. Hoffer now going to take that position away from Moreira. Oh my God, that all erupted so quickly. Jeez. We get a shot from above. Yikes. There's Moreira in the yellow car there in 7th. And he's going to press the issue here on the outside, and he keeps it clean, and just that contact sends Moreira off, and they're still going at it.
And Nuno Moreira, as you're mentioning that, wow.
Oh, now they've made more contact in the chicane. Oh.
And that might be a cutting the course there, because that was wild there. You can Moreira was battling as that replay was just ending, and going through for a pass in one of the chicanes, and now you can see him there doing some tire bumping. So Moreira getting a bit aggressive now with 6 to go, 6 or 7 to go.
And here's the problem. Michelle Vandenberg, Nicola Kochi, they're back there battling for position 2. They're all in the middle of this. They get by now. They've passed Puhaka. They finally cleared him. Michelle Vandenberg now chasing a very hurt car for Nuno Moreira. Moreira is crippled right now. That car, not up to speed, not handling well. He very well could lose that position. Jared Hoffer gets through all of that. Amazing. Now top 5 finish in store for him, possibly. Wow, what a mess that was. Puhaka here now ready to be overtaken again.
I'm pretty sure that may or may not be a lapped car, actually, as Puhaka is just dropping like a rock, as you can see.
That was Matias Barbera getting by him. He sits in 17th place. It's had a pretty quiet race, actually, and in pretty good shape, just not having the speed to compete with the leaders, but he gets by them, and good on Matthias.
Yeah, with Puhak, I think right now something that's helping him is he currently has a 23-second gap from the car behind him, Alex Millward. So he might be able to hold on to the position. He might not. We'll see. And we found the exact incident. We apologize for the issues before.
Here it is. Yep, Eunice on screen here. We've got the replay for you. There he is off in the dirt. No! Boy, he went into that barrier hard. No wonder he's struggling. That explains a lot. Wow. He could be lucky to just finish this race at this point.
Yeah, you can see he went into the dirt a couple times in the same lap there too. That's why we had shown the replay there as well. Before that as well. So that is some significant damage. He's already lost 4 seconds on this one lap.
Battle for the podium heating up here. Juha Norlampi under attack from Eddie Lepisto. Lepisto digging here with 4 laps to go when they come across the line. Oh man, and Lepisto really digging. Juha just hanging on to this. This is, like I said, a battle for the podium. Oh boy, Lepisto. Oh, the car was loose. He got in a little tight there, and that car got loose on him. He loses a little bit of time.
Well, this is a tougher track to handle with the hotter temperatures today. It's currently, as the race has gone on, it is 100 degrees Fahrenheit on that track surface. So that is like driving on a slick track. And it doesn't help now that they have older tires with 4 to go that they're going to have to manage as well to try and get these positions.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, this is going to be fun. Lepisto really turning up the wick here. He's got everything to gain and a lot to lose at this point if he makes just one little mistake. But I love it. I love the battle. He's right up on him there.
Yeah, he tried to use the very late braking, in fact, to try and close the gap. He just couldn't get it done because, you have to make the corner for one, but two, he just took it in too strong there.
Well, I was just going to say, those attacks come with a sacrifice, and that is, giving up all that time after you've made that attack, and then you've got to reset and try and do it all again, and you're running out of time to get that done with just a few laps left.
Yeah, there's just 3 laps to go, so Lepisto, I think, has pressed his go button and is trying to get on that podium.
Nicola Kochi here, Michelle Vandenberg. This is a good fight. Kochi been having the Italian having a little bit of luck today. Not used to seeing him having any luck. It's usually bad luck for Nicola Kochi, and today a top 10 run in the working here. Nuno Moreira there, maybe with a cut course. Again, tough day for Moreira, but he's letting him get by. This is for position here.
Yeah, this is going to be a tight battle here as Moreira battling Vandenberg. Looks like he got held up a little bit. Moreira right behind them, so Nuno Moreira does not want to let anyone else by right now in 6th position. Almost got loose out of the corner.
Boy, and for all the struggle he's had today, he still manages to continue the fight. Almost just loses it there, and it's now being attacked here. There comes Vandenberg down the straight across the line, looking to the inside into one. They're going to go side by side. Nuno Moreira out to the and behind him there's Kochi sliding off the track. I talked about him too soon. I should have shut up. Nuno Moreira still battling. Vandenberg going to get that spot from him. Oh boy, good job by Michelle Vandenberg. And wow, give it to Vandenberg now into 6th. Moreira going to have a lot of work to do with a lap and a half to get it done. Here's the replay. Kochi sending it into one and just loses the rear in it. Might have been in the middle of a shift or just braking a little bit too hard there, but Morera continues to fight. You see there on the replay. And this is not over. Vandenberg leads him by not much. One lap to go here, Justin, and our leader, Jerno Friesch, across the line. Sergio Macias having a great run. The battle for the podium is going to be between Antti Lepisto and Juha Norlampi. Norlampi just barely hanging on to it. Lepisto still on his tail. Couple of Finnish drivers there going at it. They got lap car in front of them. That's Jamie, who was that getting out of the way? Roger Jackman getting out of the way for him. Jerno, Sergio, all they got to do is get around clean. They've got it locked up, but nothing is safe here. Norlampi under real threat. We'll go to Jerno now. Jerno about to wrap this thing up. Been all about the great pace. Makes it out of that last dogleg there. Essex and across the line. Jerno Friesch going to be your winner today here in the CTC Championship. Great run by Friesch. Clean run by Friesch. Macias going to get second. And it comes down to Norlampi. Lepisto battling. Oh, Lepisto with a run, but loses it.
Oh, and Norlampi let off the gas.
Norlampi, what happened? Did Norlampi? It might have been a court cut. It might have been a cut course for Norlampi. Oh, let's watch it on screen. There's Norlampi up to the top. See him in the number 8. He gets by. He's still going to make this one last shot at him. I guess trying to listen. I hope Juha comes and talks to us. He usually does. We can try and figure out what happened there, Justin. What a finish. Jeez. Yeah, he's speaking in his native tongue right now, so I have no clue. Wow, Alex Millward coming across for 10th. Philip Lake there getting 11th today. Lake, what a drive for Lake, man. Struggled, fought, and still finishes right just outside the top 10. We're going to take a quick break away from the action, come back with the results, and hopefully get a chance to talk to the few of the drivers that were burning this track here in Belgium up today. We'll be back in just a moment here on the Global Sim Racing Channel. Okay, we are back from our short little brief breakaway here on the Global Sim Racing Channel. The Lotus 79 Classic Team Championship just wrapping up here at Circuit Zolder. 35 laps of exciting, scintillating action here for you today. Jarno Friesch, though, with a good drive right from the start. He'll finish first today. Sergio Macias has an excellent run today. He'll take second. That's going to be a pretty good points to smile about at the end of this one. Third, Antti Lepisto. He gets third from Juha Norlampi there after the last turn there, the dog leg, and strange things were afoot at the Circle K. So maybe we'll get a chance to ask Antti or maybe Juha what happened there. Jared Hoffer fifth, Michel Vandenberg sixth today. Nuno Moreira just a little off today. He finishes seventh. Eighth going to go to Nicola Kochi, and ninth Eunice Puhaka. Alex Millward going to finish in 12th today.
10th, that is his car number 12, as in 11th spot was Philip Lake. Steve Bycroft was the first car a lap down in 12th position. Jamie Hall, even with that damage, finished 13th on the grid. Richard Borchers came away with a 14th position victory, while in 15th was Patrick Letuve. In 16th, it was Mark Winfield. 17th, Mateus Barrera. 18th, Francesco Javier Gutierrez. And in 19th, Alberto Calmiro Ciez. 20th, with a lot of damage as well from that lap 1 incident, Timothy Dalton.
All right, and we'll run it out here from the blackjack spot. Robert Simpkins, 21st today. 22nd going to go to Barry West. 23rd, Zachary Doig. 24th, Steve Sarles. Roger Jackman in 25th. Thomas Hedstrom, 26th today. Pablo Suarez there, 27th. 28th going to go to Leviso Mahisu. 29th, Marcellus Bruning. A hard shunt today in this race. Gerald Bowman Brook going to finish 30th. 31st, Julius Pasinski. 32nd, Patrick Luzisis. Let's see, Lionel Duprat. 33rd and 32 laps down. Barely got started. John Stevens, same way for him, 34th. And Matt Wood. Now, Matt Wood, a regular in this series, that's going to be a tough hit for Matt. Going to have a lot of work to do over these next 10 rounds to get back into a championship battle. But I'll tell you what, who has shown up? The leader, the winner, and the champion, Jarno Friesch, is with us. Jarno, what a run at Zolder today. Congratulations, sir. Jarno, can you hear us? Here is a big celebration down there, and Jarno, I don't think Jarno can hear us yet. Okay, you know what? We're going to get back to Jarno. We'll try and pick him up here in a minute. I want to talk to Juha Norlampi. Now, Juha, are you there, my friend?
Yes, I'm here.
Juha Norlampi with us here. Juha, what happened there at the end? We're all confused.
What do you mean? You mean that result?
Well, yeah, it looked like Lepisto gets by to get the podium position. That's what we saw in the results. Is did you pull over and let him go, or did you get a cut course penalty there?
Well, I'm sorry that I let him by because I made a promise last week to Antti privately that I will make up those mistakes which cost him last weekend one win, one sure win, and that was my fault, and I just let him by because I promised, and I don't know if that is good sportsmanship, but I think that I want to be fair, and that's the case.
Juha, you are a classy guy. I'll tell you what, man, that's about as classy as they get. I don't think there's any problem with it. Those weren't team orders. Those were friends coming up with a little bit of a gentleman's agreement, and I appreciate you being transparent with that and explaining that to us. I feel a little bad that I kind of exposed it on you. May not have been expecting that, but it didn't look like a cut course. We ran the replay, and we thought for a second that maybe you'd run off and had given that because of that. But thanks for explaining that. We really appreciate it. Hey, congratulations. You had a great drive today. Seems like you like this course just a bit, do you?
Yeah, first of all, I apologize that you were misled a little bit by me, but that's okay now. And I'm very amused that you are looking at the replays. Did I cut a course or anything? But okay. Well, actually, I don't very much like this course because I haven't driven here at this alternate track never, and I was a little terrified about this last corner. It was I couldn't match it any lap, and I noticed when last race I was behind Gernot, that Gernot has a very good setup, and he just flies through that last corner, and I couldn't match that pace. And well, my qualifying wasn't good either, and I was only fifth. And after then, you can't overtake here if you no mistakes in front of you.
Justin Prince here as well. Of course, you said you were, as you said, terrified at some parts of the track, but you managed it well. How did you manage that, of course? Because even though you said you struggled a bit with the qualifying and whatnot, how did you manage that to just be positive with how you ran and turn basically your terror into a good run, if you get what I mean?
Yeah, Justin, yes, I understand. Well, I have been making myself a little deal that I will learn to love every track. We have all some tracks that we don't like, and some tracks perhaps that we sometimes hate. But I have made a promise to myself that I learn to love every track, and that's the way I can run decent races for every track. And what about this last corner? Well, I just hope that I just hope that I learned something this weekend, and next time I will be much stronger, and could be perhaps some opponent to Gernot as well. But I must say great congratulations to Gernot. He was in his own class this weekend.
Yeah, Juha, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. We look forward to seeing you next time at the Glen. Great race today, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, Sean, and I'm looking forward to Glen as well, because I was very good pace last time we were there, and I'm looking forward to be at the pole or at the first place.
Yeah, I bet you do. Okay, well, that was Juha Norlampi, and wow, just what a wonderful race and great sportsmanship by him. Man, that still got me shaking my head. Jarno Frisch, our winner. Hey, okay, is the champagne still flowing, or can you hear us now, Jarno?
I hope it's working now. Sorry for the technical issues.
What a day, man! Like Juha just said, you were kind of in your own class today. Congratulations.
Yeah, I don't even really know what happened this week. Yeah, somehow things went well together, and had really good pace this week. So I'm also thankful to Richard Borchers, who helped me out with the setup midweek. Really helped me with my lap time. So yeah, it was a great race today.
Yeah, well, I guess if Richard had helped you with that setup, it showed, because he was having a really good run today too. And although he had a little bit of trouble, that his car seemed awful fast too. And we asked Juha what he thought about the track, about running Zolder. Did that last turn, that last dogleg there, the chicane, Isix there, did that give you any trouble? Did that confuse you a little bit?
Yeah, I know both setups of this track. I don't know which one I prefer. I think the alternate setup has the better flow, but that bump in the last corner is really nasty. So if you hit it the wrong way, it's really dangerous. So yeah, it was important in this race just to keep it clean, stay out of trouble.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that bump. I experienced it when I was practicing the car. I'm going to tell a little bit of truth here while I'm interviewing you, because you might find this kind of funny. I went about halfway through a practice session not realizing that I needed to actually go off to the left and not through the chicane. So that was just kind of a mistake of mine, but I was wondering why I was like almost 2.5, 3 seconds slower than everybody. You had the pace today, though, and that's really going to help in the championship. You head to Watkins Glen. What are your feelings heading there? Are you going to be stronger than you are?
Not sure, it's a totally different track. Usually I like the technical high downforce track, so Watkins Glen is not the track that suits me most, but yeah, it should be a fun race and exciting, of course, with all the drafting which is going on there.
Well, Juha said he's coming to beat you at Watkins Glen, so we'll be looking forward to that battle when we get there next time.
Yeah, he will probably.
Jerno, have a great day. Thanks again, my friend.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.
All right, that's your winner, Jerno Frisch. We've caught up with Barry West. Justin, Barry, a pretty solid run today, I guess. 22nd place. He finishes this race.
Yes, he finished the race and finished pretty well. And Barry, with that sigh there, how do you feel about how you finished with today's race, with a lot of the chaos that happened in front of you and around you?
I just want to apologise to everybody. I don't know, 3 or 4 cars got involved, I think, in my return to track. I was just accelerating gently, keeping to the left-hand side of the track, and just as I came onto the tarmac, I must have one wheel hit the curb and got more traction, just slew me right in front, right round to the right, and then I was just a passenger. And then I was facing the wrong way, and I was just watching cars come towards me. I thought, oh no. And cars up in the air over the top of me. I thought the car's damaged too much, but thought I'd just try a lap, get back to the pits, and it was going slower but better than I expected, so I just plodded on and then picked up a few places and had some interesting battles, catching up Steve Sarles and Zachary, Roger Jackman. But yeah, I just want to apologise to the people whose race I ruined, because most uncharacteristic of me to actually cause something that bad. I pride myself on not hitting other cars, and just went tits up today, unfortunately. I'm really sorry to them.
Yeah, I'm just seeing the incident on replay here right now. It could have been a whole lot worse, but how did you rebound from that? As you said, you made a few passes and worked your way through, but how did you rebound from something like that? That was almost a near disaster for you, and I know it's something you've already apologized for many of the other drivers, which is the most respectable thing to do, but how did you rebound from that kind of scrambling the concentration you had to keep on going from that?
Yeah, well, it's I did have some practice in the earlier one, not of my fault. We had an earlier race where I got caught by a car doing exactly the same thing coming across the track in front of me, so I know what it's like. But surprisingly, how little damage I did have. Just the top speed was down a bit. What lap times were I doing? 119s. I should have been doing 117s, I guess. So yeah, 118. So yeah, it wasn't an awful lot. Just a matter of keeping into the apexes, but which was difficult because I was getting so much oversteer. Sorry, understeer. Yeah, I was going in. I just couldn't keep getting the nose in. So that's what was, keeping me focused. Certainly much more difficult. And then, of course, the leaders caught up. And then that was tricky, just after knowing where I was, once the leaders were by, what position I was in. And then when the leaders were going by, I didn't want to get involved in their fights or cause any more problems, which I hope I didn't. They came through all right. You probably got more of me being lapped on video. Anyway, yeah, it was just about keeping your head down and plodding on, and just picking up as much as I could, because I've not had much results. I missed the first week and not had very good results this week, so hopefully might be able to get another race in without any damage. Hopefully we'd do a bit better next week. I think my teammate Matt Wood didn't have much luck either. He got involved in the early incident. Usually it's turn 1 and the chicane, and I got through those two problems and was putting pressure on the car in front, and just drifted wide, and it shouldn't have just spun like that, but me being a bit too greedy, I suppose.
Yep, thank you very much for your time, Barry. Barry West finishing 22nd in today's race. As we're going to close things up, isn't that right, Sean?
Yes, sir. Boy, it's been a good one today and a fun race here at Circuit Zolder. Next week, we'll be back with another great race for you then. But for now, we're going to thank the Lotus 79 Classic Team Champions Series for bringing this to you with us. And thanks to the companies that provide the software and hardware for our broadcast. They're listed on your screen now. Additional thanks to Erica Colm and Casey Lalonde, who provide the music for our broadcasts. Their information is right there on the screen for you. I want to thank the team today: Justin, Joe Peak, Dougie Beard. If you'd like to find out more about GSRC, including upcoming races, you can find it at our website, globalsimracingchannel.com, or you can find us on social media, always on Twitter at GSR Channel, and yes, Facebook. We do still use it here. Type in Global Sim Racing Channel, all one word, will pop right up. Now the next race is next week, Sunday, July the 2nd, from Watkins Glen. Yes, upstate New York, Watkins Glen, New York. 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, I said Watkins Glen. Next week, the Glen. We also have upcoming races for other series listed on your screen. You can check those out. Mark them down on your calendar. But until next time, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.